There's so much good feelings about this Giant team. Even from people that are usually pessimistic, they're saying this Giant team has a chance to go all the way. Does that put more pressure on you? Do you feel that way yourself?
No, I mean, we try to take our feelings out of it. They really don't have anything to do with anything. We want to look at our tape and make sure our film looks the way we want it to look. We want to be a physical, heavy-handed football team and make sure that's reflected in the way we practice, and it'll give us a chance on Sundays.
So what is the perfect tape? When you sit down, what makes you smile? What do we see that is Giant football?
Well, I think you see all three phases fitting together like nuts and bolts. That's the key. The fundamentals, the scheme, everything has to come together. Players have to know what to do and exactly how you want it done and how they do it. And the players fit off of each other and they communicate well on the field.
If you look at this team, Coach, and obviously you look at it closely more than anybody, the defense is considered outstanding. There's so many weapons for Eli. Eli's won 2 Super Bowls. One of the questions has to be the offensive line. Tell me why it's going to be better than last year.
Well, I think at this point in camp, I think that's one of our, one of our pluses when you take a look at it. I think the run game is farther ahead than it was last year at this time. We seem to be fitting our pads in and having a chance to knock the hole in the defense a little bit more than we did last year. And I think the addition in the tight end room helps. The additions with the fullback position helps. And we have some young backs that are growing each and every day. And as you know, the holes, they open and close quickly in this league. So you have to hit them without breaking stride.
One area of your team that no one was worried about last year was that defense. When you look at the Giants defense, what can you say what the absolute strength is, or is it really just down the board?
I think just like every great defense, I think it starts up front. And I think our defensive line group is a group that's working to get in football shape, football condition, get their legs underneath them, fit their pads in, and work on their fundamentals. We haven't had pads on for very long, so that's they have to get calloused a little bit. So that's a part of it. When you have a defensive line that is capable of playing the way we're capable of playing, I think the next thing you look at is you want to have people who can cover people. And we have 3 guys that we have a lot of confidence in, and we're working to develop depth behind them. And Landon Collins, he's the wild card. He's a guy that flies around. He can do a variety of things for you, but he always seems to be around the football, has a nose for the football.
A scary thought for the rest of the league. How much better can he be? Because he's great now, so what's the ceiling on this guy?
Well, I think you don't pick up where you left off in this league.
Right.
So you have to go out and you have to earn it. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to earn it, trying to find a way to get a little bit better each and every day, comparing ourselves to ourselves and working on ourselves at the same point in time. So there's a lot of talented players on the defense, but they're working to play well off of each other. And the numbers really don't tell the whole story. So it'll be difficult to have the same type of numbers that he had last year. But it's about team football. It's not about the numbers.
How different is it, Coach, for you this year when last year you're taking over for an iconic figure in football history, a guy in the Giant Ring of Honor? Do you feel more that, okay, this is my team now, that's in the rearview mirror?
No, that's the last thing that I'm looking for, that we're looking for. It's all great teams, and that's what we're chasing. It's the team. The team is the strength of the team, and it's about the locker room and the character and the chemistry in the locker room. And when the players take over the team and they really hold each other accountable, that's when you have a chance to have something special. And we didn't let anybody relax in the offseason. We went through. We had a bunch of things that we wanted to change, we wanted to tweak, and we wanted to fix going into this year. So we could be comfortable being uncomfortable, and right now we're just working on that.
But experience.
Were you comfortable as a coach, though, last year, Coach?
I'm comfortable in my own skin. I try to learn each and every day, whether it's on the car ride in, whether it's at the office, or on the car ride home. But I feel like I'm comfortable in my own skin. I know that I have to be myself in this business, because if you don't, players and coaches will see right through that.
Right. But you get better with experience, right? So how is Ben McAdoo better this year than last year?
Well, we had over 100 changes that we wanted to make to the program going in. So I evaluated myself. I'm my biggest critic, just like I asked the players to be. And day in and day out, I try to do something a little bit better each day.
Tell me about Frazier the Lion, because I want to be Frazier the Lion.
Yeah, we one of the things that we talked about going into camp was our young players and our veteran players really needed to gel. And to do that, it takes time. And football is a people business. And, some of these guys we have were in this league when other guys were in second grade or third grade. So that takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. Being able to go up to each other and just have conversations, it takes a little bit of time and effort and work. So just building relationships, getting both sides, the young guys and the older guys, the Fraziers and the Ifs we call them, just getting those guys together and be able to communicate with each other and to build relationships with each other. And Frazier the Lion was a guy that they thought was all washed up, but he wasn't. He had to put a little more time and effort to get back to where he was, just like some of the veteran players that we have, and we're counting on those guys to get back there.
Last year, you guys, I think one of the meaningful things for this team was that you kind of had the Cowboys number, and you did a great job with them. Obviously, they're a really talented team. Is there anything specifically that you think you guys did really well that made things difficult for the Cowboys? Because obviously, no reason they shouldn't be pretty damn good this year, too.
Well, it was a heck of an opening ball game. We didn't take care of the ball there on an instance that we needed to. We had a chance to move the ball down the field. But our defense played well. They were really learning a lot about each other as we were playing that game. And they learned how to close a football game, which was important to us at the beginning of the year last year. The second time around, we were playing lights-out defense. And, lights-out defense helps, and winning the field position battle really helps. And Brad had a couple nice punts in that ball game to really pin them deep and made it tough on them from an offensive perspective that way. Now, offensively, we knew that it was a field position game. We knew it was a defensive football game, and we had to take care of the ball and take advantage of an explosive play that Eli and Odell hit on with some good protection. We hit on that explosive play, and it changed the game, and that's what we needed to do to win. But, each game has a path to victory, and I don't know that anybody has anybody's number in this league. Anything can happen on any given Sunday, as we know. But, it's about playing the game as it unfolds and figuring out what you have to do to win the game, and that's what the most important thing is. It's not the numbers.